Merry meet Gemini, Gemini sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Geminis starting today, the 5th of February, 2025. This is Ariel Gatoga, and I am reading today with the Visconti Tarots. It's really a Visconti Sforza deck with a gold, I don't know what they use. It's not gilting, but it looks like gold gilting. It's very pretty. I've already purified with this Roger and Gallet cologne, and you can find links to purchase each of these two products in the video description of this video right here on YouTube. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Geminis. Oops. All right, we're starting off with this beautiful Page of Cups, followed by this High Priestess card, and then we have the Lovers card. Okay, I love, I love. This is good news day. This is a good news couple weeks, actually. And the good news has already started for several of you, it looks like. And it's important that the bulk of your good news be received in silence. Don't only just say, well, I'm not hearing a lot of, good news. I'm not getting a lot of things told to me or shown to me, so it's not really for me, this reading. Don't rely only on external news. Make sure that you spend a little time every day in silence. And it doesn't have to be a long period of time, just a few moments, but just asking for the good news, and then just relax your body and mind and receive it. Even if you don't receive anything specific in your conscious mind, that doesn't mean you're not receiving it. It's sometimes like a download. So just allowing yourself to receive the good news, because there's a lot of it for you. This High Priestess is talking about that good news being behind the scenes, and it's really reiterating this concept of allowing yourself to have time in silence where the good news that is for you is received in its purest form, sometimes beyond the conscious mind, and the results and the benefits of that come later, and it will surface into your conscious mind, and you will see the results of it. But spending time in silence is very important. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of time in silence, just a few moments once or twice a day. This here is another reason why you want to spend moments in silence, is because not only are you going to receive the good news, but you're going to receive direction. You're going to receive very specific instructions, even if it's not while you're in your meditation, but just linking to that inner guidance while you're in your meditation primes you to have access to it in the moment if you need it. And you probably will need it because this Lover's card is all about making choices. It's also one of your birth cards. This is a wonderful Gemini card. But what we want to understand is, rather than thinking of this as two lovers, meaning romance, think of this as being the two sides of your mind that need to make up their mind. And that if you can be guided by this angel, then you won't have to worry about it, about the decision to make, because the angel will tell you specifically and exactly what to do, where to go, what to say, etc. It's just getting those two parts of your mind, the conscious mind and the deep mind, in agreement. And you do that by listening, by asking and by listening, and not by making snap judgments and snap decisions all on your own. All right, let's see. We've got the 4 of coins, so that's nice. The 3 of coins, that's also nice. And the 9 of wands. It's not bad, but we want to talk about it. Let's talk about the one that's not as nice. It's not that there's bad news, because there's a lot of good news. It's just that for some reason, Gemini, you think that you need to push, and not maybe get enough self-care, and not maybe get enough rest. And if you can get more rest and more self-care, you're going to be in a better position to receive the guidance when you need it. But if you're fatigued and you're running on fumes, you're not going to be as apt to ask for the guidance, or as receptive to it when it comes, because your mind everybody's mind has a hard time not wandering and racing when we are fatigued. people would think, well, wouldn't it be the opposite? If you're fatigued, wouldn't you be relaxed? Physically, you might be fatigued where you can't move, but that tends to make your mind a lot more active in the wrong way, where it can't focus, it can't concentrate, it can't listen, right? So that's what you don't want. Now off that and onto all of this good news, which there is mostly good news other than that one little thing, which could be a big thing. So it's there. So, don't discount it. Don't just gloss over it. You need to get your rest. Okay. Now the 3 of coins is talking about work that you've been doing, starting to really make money for you, starting to really work, starting to really bring results and profits and good to you. Don't prejudge it, because when it's in the 3 of coins phase, it means that there's little shoots coming out. That mostly what's going on is the roots are going deep into the earth, and that's stuff that you don't see as much, but there's a lot going on. And the structures and the things that you've been working on are going to last you for a very, very long time if you keep nurturing them, if you keep having faith in them. And right now, like I said, things are behind the scenes because the seeds are germinating, and the biggest focus right now internally on whatever work you've been doing is getting the roots to shoot down so that you have a solid base. And it may not seem like you've got a lot of results yet, but you have so much to look forward to, and you have more results than you think you do. It's just that they're not as tangible yet. They're somewhat tangible. But sometimes during this phase of this 3 of coins, you've been working so hard and you do see some tangible results. It can be easy, if you're not careful, to say, is that it? After all that, this is how much? This is what I get? No. It's just the beginning. It's the start of a long-term prosperous experience with whatever this work is that you've been doing. And a lot of you Geminis have been getting very ordered and organized, which isn't something that you are always known for, but I think that that's sometimes a mischaracterization. I think that you do understand the power of order, and when you understand something, then you do it. That's the thing about Gemini. You're not just going to do something; you have to understand it. And then once you understand it, once it makes sense mentally to you, well, then of course you do it, right? And that's where you are right now. Is you understand the power of getting the physical in order, because it has a prosperous effect on you. It has so many good effects on you. And I think that for many of you, it's not that it's out of character for you to do that. It's just that it's in character for you to like I said before, need to understand it before you do it. And you do, and you are, and it's working. It's working. What else do I want to say? Okay, so this priestess card, let's talk about her a little bit more. Like I said, a lot of your work that you've been doing, it may seem like things are happening behind the scenes, but at the same time, don't be surprised if things come out of nowhere in a good way. Things just, things shoot up out of nowhere that you weren't expecting. There's a lot of blessings, and it's all tied to this good news card that we're talking about. If you sit in silence and you receive that good news, remember what I said, you don't always get anything when you do that, but your deep mind does. And that's why sometimes those seeds that you plant in silence that you're not that aware of, that are happening behind the conscious mind, have more power to spring forth into manifestation out of nowhere, because they're not relying on your conscious mind. They're not relying on your conscious mind as much. So sitting in silence a few times a day or 2 times a day, whatever you can afford, for just a few moments at a time, is going to really pay big dividends in the long run. And it's going to be fun for many of you, because as you do more of that, you're going to watch things pop up for you. It's like little magical things pop up for you, little rewards, little manifestations just out of nowhere. And it will reinforce the desire to keep going back into that silence a little bit every day, because it's not just, a spiritual exercise or something, or a mental exercise. It actually has practical benefits. And it's fun to watch those practical benefits it seemed to almost appear out of nowhere, like sort of in a puff of smoke. And, it's maybe not quite that dramatic, but it can seem that way because it's like, whoa, where did that come from? That's amazing. I was totally not expecting that. I didn't think that would start happening yet, right? So not getting hypnotized by the world, not getting hypnotized by some of the, like I said, the shoots that are coming forth from the work that you've been doing, but maybe not as big of a deal as you'd want. If you don't get waylaid by that, but you keep moving back into that silence a little bit every day and allowing yourself to receive, you're going to see, in addition to those little shoots, big manifestations just happening out of nowhere. They'll start small and they'll get bigger and they'll get bigger. And then your job is to get rest. Make sure you're rested so that you can listen to that inner guidance so that you know how to respond to these manifestations when they happen. You don't want to miss out on anything just because you were so tired you didn't notice it. So get that rest, listen to that inner guidance, sit in that silence, keep doing what you're doing as far as work and order. You're doing a great job with all of that, but expect some manifestations and expect them to be almost mystical in nature, sometimes just coming out of nowhere. All right, it looks like a really good couple weeks for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and we'll see you, Gemini, in 2 more weeks for another reading. Until then, blessed be.